Warren Buffett says, change of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. This is Huskins, your Forex mentor. Welcome to your daily review of April 25th and the preview of April 26th. Yes, I can feel the smiles of the subscribers. We had a winner today, and let me share that with you. We had an awesome UK GDP winner. I'd like to mention out here our trade, which we were in yesterday, turned out to be a loser, but that's just the nature of the game. You will have some losses, and the point is trading this intelligently. So far we've had 33 trades which are winners and 5 losses and 3 break evens. Now let me share with you how would one go about trading this UK GDP, and I'll do that and I'll help you do that through my exhibition of the ATR. How do I use the average true range for the day? This is part two of this presentation. We had part one yesterday wherein we used the daily period ATR. Now we're going to use different period ATR to target our stops, target our take profits and to define our stops. All right. This is the GBP USD 5-minute chart, and since we had mentioned that we try to get into the trade 5 minutes after the news, in the direction of the 5-minute news candle. Um, Now, how would we go about playing this? There are certain news events. If deviate from expected, we cannot expect the average true range of the day to hold. There is no way. The market has had no new information, so we cannot expect the average of the last 24 hours to hold and give us an entry enough for a decent trade. So now we go have to go a step further. So in normal circumstances, what I would have done is I would have taken the average true range for the day and measured it from the low. What I would have done is I would have insert, add indicator, average true range, and I would have had a 21 period average true range. Okay, and on the daily chart, measure 109 pips. Okay, come down to my 5-minute chart and see whether the market has already moved 109 pips. So you'd see what the pre-release price is, and the pre-release price was 1.5281, and 109 pips would be close to 1.5390. So you know that the market has already gone beyond its average true range. But was this thing expected? The answer was yes. It was actually expected that because we had much better than expected GDP, and this news continues to go in the direction of the 5-minute chart. So now what do? We can't use the average true range for the day like how I'd exhibited yesterday. What we do is then we come down and we look at our expected duration of the trade. Now, I had mentioned in the trade plan that I expect to be in this trade right about till 9:30. That's when the US markets open. So now this trade was in at 4:30. I'm expecting to buy, and I'm going to be in this trade for about 5 hours. So now I want to calculate the average true range, not of the day but of the 5 hours, or since we don't have 5 hours, we put it at 4 hours. And when I look at 4 hours, I look at the 30 period average true range. Now, what is a big thing about the 30 period average true range? It's because it covers the average for the week. The 21 average true range for the on the daily chart covers the entire month's average, while as the 30 period average true range for the 4 hour covers the entire week. So how much does this move on an average from low to high, on uh, in a 4 hour period? And the answer I got was about 44 pips. So now the way I would go about trading this is you load your 5 minute chart. Okay, so now you load your 5 minute chart. From your entry price, you plot in 44 pips down, which would be your stop. Why? Because now you expect from the high to the low to be 44 pips in the next 4 hours. So, in case you are wrong, you don't want to be stopped out. And you target similarly or more, or you target depending on your own risk profile, target exiting the trade at 9:30 or a little bit before that. So had you done that, which is exit the trade out here at 9:30, we'd go at a profit of about 60 pips. So risk of 44 pips, profit of 60 pips. At one time you would have even 70 pips in this particular trade, but you can't expect to capture it all. So all in all, it was a wonderful trade. Now, why don't you do this for your homework? Why don't you try to apply the same principle on the New Zealand trade? The New Zealand trade, similarly, we had a 5 minute news candle, and the trade plan was to buy after that. So you try this particular strategy out, and here you are expecting to be in this trade for 8 hours, not 4 hours. So you would have to get the average true range of 8 hours. The average true range of 8 hours, and which was close to about 50, and then you stop 50, you target 50, and as you know that we'd be able to hit our target on the New Zealand trade. Though this trade went at a profit, I'm recording it in my books as a no trade because my trade plan was not precise. So we try to be very conservative in reporting profits, or and we tend to report losses very generously. So that's something which I'd like to share with y'all. It's this entire education program is a learning, it's a coaching mechanism. I'm not out here to give you a buy and a sell signal. That's not what my job is. My job is to convert you into a thinking, powerful trader. All right, so Britain's economy avoided a triple dip recession in the first quarter with expansion that exceeded economists' forecasts and will provide relief to the government criticized for failing to foster a recovery. Now, the GDP rose 0.3% in the period. Now, that's what the Office of National Statistics said today in London. The median forecast of 37 economists was 0.1% growth. So it was 0.3%, 0.2 more than expected. Now, from a year earlier, GDP rose 0.6%, the most since the fourth quarter of 2011. Now, 0 hour draws nearer, maybe sooner than I had anticipated. Do you know this person? Leo Melamed. Now, he was the chairman of the CME group, and this is a sign of extreme physical tightness in the gold and silver market. Now, it continued to intensify. Um, well, basically, the latest report comes out that CME's former CEO was reportedly refused a delivery of two gold contracts on Tuesday. So the ex-boss was actually refused gold contract delivery. Now, why is this such a big news? Because a future contract is supposed to be a deliverable contract. You can choose to have your contract either cash settled, or to keep the integrity of the prices, you can choose to have it physically settled. If you choose to have it physically settled, the exchange has to make the arrangement to deliver the gold to you. And Leo did not get that gold. He was refused delivery for two gold contracts. Now, this is what I believe that the 0 hour draws nearer. Now, what is the 0 hour? Under the 0 hour scenario, the price of real physical metals start to break away from the paper price. Now, and that too in a dramatic fashion. Indeed, physical metal could prove very, 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 very hard to come by. Now, what is the potential trigger? A commodity exchange defaults and settles a futures contract in cash and not metal, just like the way it was done. Now, this was for two contracts. Imagine if we hear of this news day in and day out, the integrity of the financial markets and the futures market will be in question. Now, this morning, it brings a flurry of antidotes of hard numbers to indicate that the 0 hour is creeping ever closer. Do you want another example? Now, Swiss banks are prohibiting clients to take delivery of the gold and will now settle in paper currency. I don't want paper. When I want gold, I want gold. I don't want to, let's say, if I had bought gold at $1,500 and it's time for me to settle, I want you take my $1,500 and give me a delivery of gold. Don't just take the difference away from me. I'm willing to pay the money. Give me the actual gold. Or let's say if I had bought it at 1,300 for delivery in April, I want the physical delivery of gold. If that integrity is questioned, all hell will be loose, and we'd see the next major problem in the financial markets. Now, a German finance ministry official suggested that the nation wouldn't take a hard line on the enforcement of the eurozone's limits on spending and deficits. Basically what he said was the rules aren't rigid. Now, who is this person I'm talking about? The deputy finance minister, Stephen. Now, what he said that rather they say that we have to continue on the path of consolidation. So, in short, what I've been telling you for the last month, that the entire tone is changing from austerity to spending more, and Germany was the last straw. Basically, it wanted the European nations to be very strict about the fiscal cut, but now even Germany is changing the tone. You see? So, where are we going towards? Are going towards more paper money being printed. Now, banks expect the ECB to reduce main interest rate. The Royal Bank of Scotland, UBS, and other banking giants expect the European Central Bank to lower its benchmark interest rate next weekend amid economic weakness in the Eurozone. The disappointment from the latest data increases further the downside risk to the ECB's baseline scenario and increasingly challenges the pace of gradual recovery expected. Now, this is your Japan's best friend, Kuroda. The Bank of Japan will pursue its objective of boosting inflation to 2% within 2 years, even if the action triggers market volatility. Now, this is what Governor Kuroda told the parliamentary committee. Kuroda says he is confident the central bank could adjust policy to deal with any unintended consequences, such as sharply falling yen or soaring yields on long-term bonds. So, yen, Japan's going to do everything in its power to just print you out, and we are going to be expecting USD JPY at 105 to 107 now. 100 was my previous target. I'm going to increase that to close to about 105. Now let's preview for the rest for tomorrow. From the members only section, on April 26th, we'll have the United States releases its advanced GDP. So that'll be a nice trade. It's green, so it's a go ahead. And that's about it, folks. Let me know what you think of this review preview. I love to hear from you. Thank you and have a fantastic day.